5. Royal Shocker. Princess Leonor of Spain vs. Princess Elizabeth, who rules next? The palace balcony, the waving crowds, the perfect smiles. But stop. Not everything is as it seems. Because the real story is not about fairy tales. It is about rivalry. It is about survival. It is about two young women, Princess Leonor of Spain and Princess Elizabeth of Belgium, walking toward the thrones of Europe, side by side, yet worlds apart. Royal watchers know the polished images, the official portraits, the glowing speeches. But behind those controlled moments lies a hidden battle. A battle of expectation, pressure, and legacy. The question no one dares to ask out loud: who will become the face of Europe's monarchy in the next generation? Who will rule not just with a crown, but with influence, strength, and love? Princess Leonor, born in 2005, stands at the center of Spain's monarchy. The first female heir in centuries, she carries not only her nation's hopes but also its doubts. Spain is divided, politically fragile, and every word she speaks is a test. From the moment she read her first public speech at just 13, Leonor was no longer just a girl, she was the embodiment of a country's future. Her life has been shaped by discipline, silence, and the impossible demand to never falter. Princess Elisabeth of Belgium, born in 2001, faces a different challenge. As the eldest daughter of King Philippe and Queen Matilda, she will one day be Belgium's first queen regnant. Her path has been marked not only by tradition but also by careful preparation. At the age of 18, she delivered a speech to the nation in perfect French, Dutch, and German, uniting a people often divided by language and politics. Elizabeth's role is not only ceremonial, it is symbolic of Belgium's fragile unity. And here lies the first striking difference. Leonor is the quiet force, trained to embody stability. Elizabeth is the diplomat, already tested in her ability to bridge divides. Yet both carry the same burden, to convince their nations that monarchy remains not only relevant but essential. Consider their upbringing. Leonor was raised under the watchful eyes of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia. Her mother, once a journalist, has been relentless in shaping her daughter's image: perfect posture, flawless speeches, no space for error. Every appearance is calculated to reassure a skeptical public that the Spanish crown has a worthy heir. Leonor's world is one of control, precision, and restraint. Elizabeth's life has been less restrictive, though no less demanding. Her parents encouraged her to explore, to study abroad, to understand the world beyond Belgium's borders. She attended the United World College in Wales, then continued her military training in Belgium, carrying rifles, wearing fatigues, and proving her resilience. While Leonor has been groomed for perfection, Elizabeth has been trained for authenticity, strength, and service. This difference raises the first curiosity. Which path prepares a queen better, the carefully polished route of control, or the more human path of exposure to real struggle? And as we watch them grow, another contrast appears. Leonor is described as reserved, serious, deliberate. She is her father's daughter, mirroring King Philippe's calm, almost stoic presence. When she speaks, it is measured, precise, never careless. Spaniards see in her a queen who will one day steady the nation through dignity and composure. Elizabeth, by contrast, exudes warmth, confidence, and eloquence. She has a natural ability to connect with people across divides. Her speeches flow with ease, her presence commanding yet approachable. Belgians see in her not just a queen, but a bridge, a leader who embodies the hope of unity in a fractured land. But, even with these strengths, both young women face the same storm: criticism. Leonor is constantly scrutinized by Spanish media, often compared to her mother, and sometimes caught in the crossfire of Spain's political divisions. Elizabeth faces harsh commentary on her appearance, her choices, even her personal life. The crown, though glittering, carries thorns. And for both, every misstep is magnified, every silence interpreted, every smile dissected. The deeper question emerges: how much can they endure? And will endurance alone be enough to keep their monarchies alive in the 21st century? Let us imagine the future. A Spain facing political unrest, Catalonia calling for independence, the monarchy under fire. Leonor steps forward, her voice steady, reminding the nation of unity, of shared history, of resilience. She does not cry, she does not falter. Her role is to be the anchor in the storm. Now picture Belgium in crisis. Language tensions rise, Flemish and Walloon communities at odds. Elisabeth takes the stage, speaking fluently in all three national languages, her words weaving unity, her tone full of empathy. She does not stand above her people, she stands among them. Her role is to be the bridge in the storm. Which vision is stronger, the anchor or the bridge? The flawless image of tradition, or the human voice of empathy? This is the rivalry that defines them, not personal enmity, but a contrast of philosophies, of destinies. Their education adds another layer. Leonor has studied at UWC Atlantic in Wales, surrounded by students from around the globe, learning independence far from the palace walls. Elisabeth too studied there, walking the same halls, sitting in the same classrooms, yet carrying a different presence. Two princesses, from two nations, unknowingly preparing side by side for futures that will place them in history books. And here lies another curiosity loop. Did their time together, their shared experience at Atlantic College, shape them in similar ways, or did it only sharpen their differences? Beyond education, their military training reveals another dimension. Leonor has begun her military service, following the Spanish tradition that future monarchs must understand the armed forces they will one day command. She wears the uniform, marches with soldiers, and learns the discipline of command. Elisabeth, too, has undergone military training, participating in drills, handling weapons, and proving she is not just a princess but a future commander-in-chief. Two young women, both tested in strength, both prepared for duty. Yet each embodies it differently. Leonor approaches service as a responsibility, a solemn task. Elisabeth approaches it as an opportunity, a way to grow closer to her people. Which path will resonate more in the years ahead? And yet, beyond duty and preparation, lies the heart of their stories, their humanity. Leonor, often hidden from view, remains a mystery to her people. They see her in moments of ceremony, but not in moments of weakness. Am I enough? She must surely wonder, though she cannot say it aloud. Elisabeth, more visible, allows glimpses of her vulnerability. She has admitted to the weight of expectation, to the challenge of living under constant scrutiny. Her openness makes her relatable, yet also opens the door to criticism. Am I strong enough? She asks herself, even as she smiles for the cameras. The final curiosity loop emerges. In a world that demands both strength and humanity, which will prevail, the mystery of perfection, or the courage of vulnerability? And so, the story comes full circle. Two princesses, two futures, two philosophies. Leonor of Spain, the poised anchor. Elisabeth of Belgium, the empathetic bridge. Their rivalry is not one of enmity, but of destiny. They do not fight each other. They fight time, expectation, and the shifting role of monarchy itself. When history looks back, perhaps it will not ask who was more perfect, or who was more human. Perhaps it will ask which of them truly defined a new era of queenship. For Europe's future does not belong to kings. It belongs to these young women. And as the world watches them grow, the question lingers, unsolved, echoing through palaces and across nations. Who will rule not just next, but best?